Good evening, colleagues.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, welcome you once again in this yet another episode of our lecture. Of course, every Thursday 7 we have. I don't know whether the quorum is enough that we can start, or we should have another 5 minutes for our colleagues to join. As we prepare a recap for chapter 6, I think it is very long and we need to dig deep into it. So at any one time, I will expect us to chip in and discuss more about chapter 6 as we wait for the 5 minutes. Thank you. Colleagues, I welcome you once again. So I request that we begin from chapter 6, and I pray that we begin from managing a consultant's assignment. Samali once again, your Vice President. So if you second or you have any amendments about my suggestion, please let me know. Because the other parts, I think we have discussed them more elaborately by us ourselves then and by the lecturer. So I request that we begin from managing consultant's assignment. Please, you can respond. Am I audible?
You are.
Yes. Any suggestions? Can we begin from where I suggest that we begin, or we can? But you know that Joseph, can you guide?
Anthony, I don't know whether we could do a recap of what Doctor discussed, or we go to the next, just as I follow up with him, with Doctor to join.
Yes,
Excuse
me.
The dogs. Christmas is getting.
Yes, colleagues. I think we did recap the other time. So I'm suggesting if we could go to the next unit to do better.
Okay. So we go. To the next chapter, which is chapter 7. And it is about writing a curriculum vitae. So I think we all know a curriculum vitae, and I know in one way or another, for those who have ever searched for jobs or for any experiences, and what we have come across writing a curriculum vitae, or to some extent, I call it, I think it includes everything, including the biodata. So generally, we are, I think, looking at writing this at a consultant level. So the resumes we write, I think they determine whether you are eligible for some assignment or not, because it should be convincing enough in terms of skill sets and in terms of whatever you know about relevance of what we want to offer. So with that, anyone can unmute and give us their knowledge on how that can they write a CV at a consultancy level. Thank you. You can either carry up our hands or I can randomly choose because it seems today people are not proactive. I don't know why. Sorry, there is the change of program, and for that break, I've been receiving some information from the class president that we use this time to begin our group discussions. I am sure everyone was given their work, and any group that is ready can come in and present their findings because apparently doctor is not feeling well and he's unable to be with us. So any group that is ready can come in and present their findings about the assignment that were given last time.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Sorry, I'm a little bit not okay. But I want to ask, are we discussing CV in consultancy or we are discussing the assignment that was given? Which is which?
The assignments that were given, each group was given a specific assignment. So any group that is ready, or I can give you at
So
least
maybe I miss.
8 minutes for any group to prepare and give us their findings. Hope I'm clear right now.
You're clear, Mr. Mali. We suggest that you yourself, you begin with your group work.
Okay.
Yes. As we also organize on our end.
Okay. So group 7 members, are you there?
Mr. Mali,
Yes, Komagej.
I have a suggestion.
Please do.
Now, for the group discussion, I don't know whether it was communicated earlier. If it wasn't communicated, for the sake of teamwork and then all of us to benefit, because this is a critical section, why don't we really go through our notes? Then, when it's communicated, the subsequent, so that all the members attend. Because I'm seeing this is not the number of members who are doing consultancy skills. If we do it and then others miss, that means we have done a disservice for our colleagues. Because now, I guess if it was communicated earlier, all the members would be on call. because now people think we are having a normal lecture. For the everyone on board. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Komakaji. I think that's a critical issue because right now the groups would be but no, the information came in late, and I thought we would be agile enough, but since you're not flexible enough, I think I will consult with the class president now, or we have another views about this, so that we have a consensus and we have one voice.
The moderator, this is just the class consensus. Let us seek guidance from the team on.
Pardon, please, you are not clear.
Pardon? You didn't hear me?
Oh yes, you are breaking.
I'm saying, since we have members on call, and this is just a matter of consensus for the team. If members, let's get some few views. Let's give views from members who are on call on the way forward, because this is for our own good. If we do it now, and then our colleagues who have not attended, maybe because of some reasons that are best suited to them, then in the end we miss certain critical issues. That will not be so good, because I believe after our course we should really move and then do something better. Thank you.
Yes, Komakaji, you have a point, because groups will not have their members and the participation, I think, will be limited. So can I have any other suggestions?
Yes, my suggestion is,
Yes, please.
I'll concur with the person who has just spoken. One, because remember we did these discussions long time ago, and we needed to get back to our groups and refresh ourselves. Yes, it is right for us to understand these things while we are doing the discussion. But at the end of the day, if we can refresh ourselves, and also by the time we even did the discussions, many of us can attest that we did not select who is going to present. That is my feedback.
Hey, Rich, I understand you. That's why you had put me as a shock absorber. So I think I'll talk to the class president and we will have a final decision.
But still, we cannot let this time go to waste. We can talk about something, refresh ourselves with what we have been learning. It could also help us to come to a conclusion on our topics that were given to us. For example, the people that were handling the first course units that we have handled already, it can give us time to annotate it. So I would think that we would not put this time to waste.
Okay. So I think let me get a correspondence from somewhere, then I will get the way forward.
Yeah, thank you. So colleagues, I have been in Utamu since morning. Do I make a host? I'm making each of you a co-host. Each of you a co-host, then I make the class president a host, so that I can have some time. I'm rushing to the hospital. You people know I have a patient.
Noted, doctor.
Okay?
Yes, doctor.
Where is the president?
She's on.
Doctor, I'm here.
Okay. Talk again. I need to make you. Now you are the one who's going to make every other person a co-host. Where are you? Speak again.
Make Musamali a
I'm
co-host.
here, but Anthony, maybe you can make Anthony as well, because it was
Anthony,
moderated.
but I'm making everybody a co-host. So who do I
Okay,
make a
okay.
host?
You can make me a host.
That is Shakira. Oh, Shakira is another class. The name again?
Viola Haluma.
Viola. Okay. Viola. Okay, Viola, you are the host now. I have to go to the hospital.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
I'll join you later. Thank you. Nice discussions.
Thanks.
I want to test my video. Are you able to see me? He has been
Yeah.
disturbing my camera.
Yeah,
Yes.
doctor, it's clear.
Yes,
It's
it's
no longer
clear.
upside down.
You are no longer twisting our necks, doctor.
Yeah, I have a son here. You see him, he's there. He's the one who helped me. You guys, you failed to help me. He's the one who helped me. He's a software engineer.
Wow.
Campus.
Okay, thank you. I'm now
Thank
covered. I
you,
have to
son.
leave this place. I have to go to the hospital.
All right, doctor. Nice
Okay,
evening.
bye. Make sure you record. I think it's recorded already. I'll join you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
The best.
So,
Viola,
Yes.
I had a suggestion, but it has not been contextualized. I suggest that we first finalize on it and we get our stand. I was. Hello.
yes,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
on.
Yes, a little divergent view that since the issue of discussion came just amid the session already. I was suggesting that if possible, we continue discussing the other notes and then we remind colleagues so that we have a meaningful discussion of research content. Other than that, we will have a very half-baked research contribution for now, because I believe majority of members are not prepared. That is my opinion. And if possible, we let the class also discuss it briefly. Then we have our stand as a team. Thank you.
Okay, let's have a stand because through Anthony is the one moderating this class. It was actually doctor's suggestion that we start with our discussions when I reached out to him. But we can have a consensus because at the end of the day, we have to let him know why we did something else. Because we could either have one group discuss and then we go through that discussion together as a team and then continue the next week. Because trust me, even if we are to go through the notes, nobody has prepared to go through the notes. It's just we'll go through it, yes, have a discussion, a general discussion like last time. So we can listen to a few suggestions and then see what to go by. Over to you, Anthony.
Oh, thank you. So, I think we discussed chapter number 7 because we have not gone through any other chapter, and since we are nearing the group discussions, it will be a disservice to discuss any other course units. Any other units, and not discussing chapter number 7. That's why I started with chapter 7 about CV writing, and I guide that anyone with, because this is not a new word in our vocabulary. Anyone has ever written a CV, or we have ever received one, those who are bosses. So I request that we have a general discussion about CV writing, but this time at a consultancy level. So any discussions about CV, you're welcome. Yes, Joan, you can go for it.
Thank you, Anthony. I understand there is a group which
Sorry, John, you're breaking.
Was given a coursework of writing a CV. How about if they take us through what they did? I'm saying there is a group who was given a coursework of a CV, which is our chapter 7. How about it if that very group at least gets out some 2 members as we contribute to what they discovered and what we do have, because majority of us haven't read chapter 7. But if there is a group that did something, I'm very sure you cannot forget everything on your coursework you did. At least they have a hint. There is that group.
I think that approach failed because even you yourself, you were given a discussion question, but when I say that we discuss, you say we are not ready. So the same thing that can happen to you can happen to group 7. So we can go through it all together because we have discussed other units. It's only chapter 7 that has not been discussed. Now we discuss it as a unit and not as a group discussion. So can I listen from Viola first? Then Joseph will go next.
We can listen to Joseph. However, I concur with Joanne, because instead of going through the notes, we would have that group discuss and we generally go through it.
All right.
Yes, Joseph.
Thank you so much, colleagues. Good evening. I just wanted to share my experience and indeed a few reflections about consultancy CVs and indeed evaluating and writing CVs for consultancy assignments. I think one of the key things is once the terms of reference are out, is to try and as much as possible tailor the CV to the assignment. It matters because then it is able to, you are able to customize the CV to the terms of reference. At the other side of evaluation, it shows the evaluator that you understand the assignment and that you meet the requirement that is there. So the other aspect is having a very strong professional profile. The other time when doctor was telling us that he had a CV of 100 pages plus, I was very curious how a person can have a CV of 100 pages. And I think somewhere I was able to participate. So it's very important that you have a very strong, concise summary, highlighting your expertise, the years of experience, and the key achievements. What we should also know is that a CV is a living document. You don't have a CV and you think you are going to share it with all people who will be advertising for jobs, but you use it to adapt to the calls that are out there. So having a strong professional profile creates a strong first impression within seconds. For example, somebody can say, well, for me, I have 18 years of experience in results-based management, portfolio management. If it's in the UN system, somebody can say, I have a thorough understanding of the ACT process, and I have these years of organizational performance. Once you look at that, it attracts you if you are the other side who is on the evaluation side. So basically, a strong professional profile is key. And I've seen some CVs after the name and the qualifications, the next statement there is a professional profile. And for some people, it's 2 paragraphs, but it is able to capture what is required. And for some people, they try to tailor it to the requirements of the terms of reference. Then, obviously, after that, after the technical profile, for my years of experience, it is the technical expertise. Why would they select you? So clearly listing the technical competencies aligned with the consultancy, demonstrating the mastery of the subject matter. So in the area of technical expertise, of course, you make sure that you align it with the requirements of the consultancy. Of course, in my field of program management and M1E, you have to show that you have done M1E. But for consultants, you have to align it that I have done these so many consultancies over the years. And then quantifiable achievements. I've seen many CVs of consultants having a table, a matrix, highlighting the consultancies that they have done. When I was looking at doctor's CV, that is our doctor here, I was looking at he had done so many consultancies for so many organizations. In this case, you have to choose those consultancies that you have done that align with the requirement that is advertised. You might have maybe over 40 assignments over the years, but some of them may not clearly align with what you want to do. So you choose those that are closely aligned with what you are applying for. And of course, you may not want to put 40 all the time, but you may say these 10, they are the ones which closely align with the requirements of this role. But you can also have another table which shows the other assignments that you've done over the years. So, of course, also educational qualifications matter, and they matter where you are applying. I've seen that in my years of experience, most of the qualifications are minimum of a master's degree. They feel now you are a master of the content, you can be able to share. So when they look at the qualifications vis-a-vis the assignments you have done, they are able to be able to form an opinion that this person can be able to deliver what we want. So if you allow me to go back on the educational qualifications, we always put have a first degree in this, second degree in that, and maybe a master's, PhD. But for me, I'm in the UN system. In the UN system, we strongly look at the industry qualifications. Do you have a Prince 2 qualification? Do you have an MSP? Are you a PMP certified person? Those ones give you very strong weight in addition to your other qualifications. But also what is important is to demonstrate the number of years that you have in that particular field. I've been in this field for so many years. And for example, you guys who are doing M1E, if somebody has been doing M1E for 15 years, and you know that person is coming with strong credentials. What also sometimes tilts the scale is the ability to show that you have done evaluations or in various areas. If you are in Uganda, to say you've done, you can also indicate the regions you have done evaluations or research or whatever. But also, if you have got regional experience, amplify it. So to show that you have worked in the region, in Uganda, in South Sudan, in Kenya, in Rwanda, and other countries, normally also tilts the scales. But most importantly, two things which before I can submit, Madam President, is publications. If you have done publications, very critical, you need to have a matrix showing the various publications that you have done, the reports. For some people, I have seen, they don't even want to waste so much time. They'll just go and open one or two of what you have done previously. And if they feel it is very good content, that will be it. They will give you the assignment. And then maybe last but not least is the language. So language is very important because, for example, if you are going to do a consultancy, for example, in Uganda, where there are more than 56 tribes, and you want to go and maybe do key informant interviews, you want to do key focus group interviews, and you may not only ask in English, you need to also demonstrate that you can be able to, you speak different languages, or the people that you are going to use are able to communicate in the different major languages in the regions where the consultancy is going to take place. And for me also, the one thing that is key is the professional membership. You need to show that you are affiliated. For example, if you are in M1E, the Uganda Evaluation Society, and if you are a doctor, you also show that you are affiliated. If you are an engineer, you also show that you are registered with the Uganda Board of Engineers. It also carries a lot of weight. And sometimes people have got awards and they have been recognized in their professional fields. You add it there, it also adds weight. And of course, the referees, you need to really put referees that can be able to, people can be able to be consulted about you, and they provide a complete opinion about you. Don't put friends who, when they write to them, when they respond, you see the language that they are responding is street language. It discourages. You need to put people there who are strong, who can. In where I come from, there is a saying that, show me your friends, and I might be able to tell you who you are. So the referee should be strong, people who can articulate that, yes, Viola or who has done this work, and sometimes just the reference is enough. So if you allow, I would like to say yes. This is what I had noted down, and from my experience, these are the key things, especially if you are working on a strong consultancy CV. Colleagues, I submit.
Joseph, I'm from Group 7.
Hello?
Joseph, are you from
Yes.
Group 7?
Just hang on 1 second. I am in Group 5.
Anyway, thank you for saving Group 7 with such an elaborate submission. And to start with, I think we should be careful with the friends we have, because they affect us. Because you look for referees and they are among your friends. So make sure you are not in a coffin. Make sure the referees are committed, as the whole saying goes. So, and thank you for breaking the ice about the 100 pages of the good doctor. I also think they are not necessary, because what is needed is relevancy, and the relevancy has to be vertical in nature and not horizontal. The horizontal knowledge is not needed at all, because you're being specific to the task, and you need some vertical skills about that very subject, not about what you have achieved in all your life. So I concur with you over that point. But you've been very knowledgeable and you've been very insightful, and I think I've gained a lot. And if I may agree with you, I think we may need you to consult more about your CV writing skills, because they are very important in consultancy. So any other member that is ready, please, you can give your insights. As per now, I don't see any hand.
This is not an addition to what it's just a supplement on what you have just mentioned about referees. I had a supervisor who told me, when you select someone to be your referee, take time to call them and position yourself like a person who is hiring, and find out what they are talking about you. Otherwise, you may put someone as a referee, and yet what they talk about you is actually the opposite. So that is what I just wanted to add.
Yes, thank you very much. Because true, the introspection is very important, because such a person may either underpin you or take you down to the drain. So you have to give them a heads up, so such that when they are called, they are not taken out of surprise, and they're knowledgeable. They are able to give relevant information. Although that I think they should not be biased. They should give and recommend exactly what you are, not to switch talk, and when you're given a task, you are not fit for the job. So, Johnny,
Yes.
I think you can.
Yes.
Your time.
Okay. What I know from my experience, you don't just pick the referee. Referee can be picked from somebody that have worked with you. Maybe in case of the NGO's work, you are asked about your previous work, previous line manager, and previous colleagues, so that they trace your background there. But if you don't just go and pick anybody, it's somebody that have worked with you. This one. The other one is somebody that have studied with you in the same school, maybe college, at the university, that knows you, or maybe a professor that have supervised you. These are the people that you can pick. But picking somebody that do not know you may end you in jeopardy. I submit. Thank you. This is what I have to add.
Thank you, John. Yeah. Then any other person? Yes, Mugisha, unmute and go for
my question goes.
Sorry?
Yes, Joan. Joan, come in.
Yeah, my question goes to Joseph. My question goes to Joseph. He was speaking about Prince 2, Prince 3. What are those things needed on the CV of UN? No, we already see those adverts, but some of us have failed to understand what those things are. Of Prince 2, Prince 3, something like that.
Yes, I also heard about MSP. I think, Joseph, you can come in and clarify on that. As Mugisha, you get ready. Joseph, can you save us? Joseph, are you there? Else, Charles, I think we can reserve that question. Charles, you can come in.
Thank you, Chairman. One, I want to start from the experience. Stating the number of years is less than 20% of what is required as experience. Experience must explain the tasks you have handled, and you have to relate them with the assignment you are trying to apply for. You can mention the years, but make sure as you write your CV, you first understand what that task is about, what it requires, and what the expectations are. Then you align your experience in that same direction. Experience is when being reviewed, when any submission is being reviewed, it's not about the experience, it's about the relevant experience. You may have many years, you may have handled many tasks and assignments, but if they are not relevant, including them may not give you an edge. It may not give you some edge. Then I wanted also to make a bit of a comment on the referee. The referee must understand your capacity to do the assignment you are applying for. Because in some cases, he or she will even be asked to write short information about you. And the information the person will write must come from the knowledge he or she has about you. If you just pick somebody because he's a professor, like Professor Mumba, because you have seen him making a lot of presentation, in the end, what he writes about you may not give you the edge that you would want. So that should be considered when selecting the referees to deal with. One, he must tell the relationship between you and him. Two, how he understands you in the area of the capacity to do the assignment, and talk on how the quality of assignment you can give. That's my submission. Thank you.
Thank you. I noted one issue, the issue of relativity. It's true that you can have a work experience of 20 years, but the expert is less than 4 years. It's like someone who has been a pilot for 20 years, but they only have 4 hours of flight time. So I think I noted that it is very important from you. So can we have Viola, then Akwak Peter next, then Komakech will go last.
Yeah, mine is just a suggestion because colleagues are giving very important details. But at the end of the day, I believe that some of us here who don't know where does this fall, where does this fall. So I was thinking we refer to the notes, discuss it as we move forward so that ideas come in and we know where it falls. Just to have that chronological kind of flow and for a common understanding for all of us. So we could look into the notes and then have a discussion as we follow through.
I think we would be limiting ourselves. As you know, it was not prepared, so limiting people to specify or not to behave very hard to flow and reorganize because it was so abrupt. That's what I think.
My dear, I think Viola is correct. Let us peruse through what we can't explain. Maybe we can put it in the bin for doctor in the sideboard so that doctor can come and explain. Because at the end of the day, we shall come back to these notes when doctor comes.
Yes. So Akwak Peter, go for it.
Yes, Minister, thank you for giving me the mic. There was that question that someone wanted clarification on.
Yes, about those terms, the MSP, the what, there was some I cannot mention. Thank you. Go for them.
Okay, I think the most important ones are those ones that form the foundation. We have two that are internationally recognized. One is called the PMP, which stands for Project Management Professional. The certifications that you must have or acquire in your journey of project management. And actually, they're given more weight than doing a master's in project management. PMP is well recognized in USA or in America. And then Prince has 2 levels. Prince is recognized in the UK. But globally, PMP is the one that is well recognized. So if you want to do a certification in project management, it's better you go for PMP. And then Prince has 2 levels. The first level is Prince 2 Foundation, and level 2 is what we call Prince 2 Practitioner. We have a colleague who is a consultant and a trainer in PMP, even here at, I think, at Utamu. Yes, seems to be a student at Utamu. So he has a consultancy that guides people and trains people until you do the exam. We have the exam that is you have to do online, and it is offered by PMI. PMI is Project Management Institute. And also UMI, Uganda Management Institute, also offers that training. And after the training, you have to do the exam. And the exam is a bit hard. And when you pass it, it adds weight to your application mostly. So that's the clarification that I wanted
Thank you,
to
Peter. And
put
I think
forward.
that's
Thank
very
you.
important information. I request that you paste some of those wordings in the chat so that you can have a recap of them. Then I think, Viola, you have something burning. Then Komakech will go next.
No, it's an old aunt.
Hey, sorry about that. So Komakech, it's your time.
Yes, thank you, moderator. I wanted to add some few things onto what my colleagues have added in relation to the professional CVs or resume. Most of the things Joseph gave in details, and then Charles also added. And I wanted just to, in 3 areas that I felt like should say something, especially in the technical competence. Where you are trying to demonstrate your competence in a professional CV, you must really show that you can deliver, and up to what level can you deliver? Because based on the request for assigned expression, the call for the expression of interest for the assignment, you can consultancy, there is need for you to know what is required. And if you have the competence in the field, you must thoroughly demonstrate your competence such that the probability that you will be taken will be much higher than the others in the field. And then the areas of language competence. Joseph talked about the language competence, especially for consultancy. When you're going to do a consultancy in a given region or a country, you must be in the position to know or have the ideas of which languages are commonly spoken in the areas of operation. And if you know, which ones do you know, and at what level? Is it basics, or your fluent, or your mid-range? So if you find that maybe you don't know completely, you just only know English, then it will be problematic, because at some point as a researcher, you need to have some glimpse of maybe some brief idea on what is taking place. Because, like for instance, if you are doing the key in informal interviews, there are certain things that you as the lead consultant you must really do it yourself. And even if you are employing other members, you must really take those details so that you help you to inform the reporting of the assignment. And then I'm looking at the other aspect of there is referees. We always mess up in selecting our referees. Not all professional referees are aware of your competence, with the exception of some few who are really close to you, or who might have survived you, or whom you worked with. So, like for instance, in for our case here in consulting team, if you're choosing somebody to be your referee, you must know that the person can speak about you in depth and technically and professionally, can elaborate about you. Other than that person who knows where you live, where you come from, how many years you have been together, but doesn't know what results you can deliver within a given period of time. And we always by choosing maybe somebody whom knows about us, but the person does not know how qualified you are. So such a refusal your would-be employer and really send some bad information about you, or maybe a half-baked information about you, then you end up missing up with the
Ms. Komakech, did I lose you?
I submit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I was even concluding. I was just concluding. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's very important to choose someone who knows you technically than someone who knows you only during tea breaks, mealtime. So I think it's also very important to choose someone who knows your abilities, and these are mostly people you have worked with, or you have related with him on the technical issues and work-related issues, other than someone whom you just relate with socially. So any other insights, any random person, you can. So far I don't have any hand, but if you have any insights and any knowledge about CV writing, please, you can unmute and give us your knowledge about whatever you know about CV writing. Because at this stage, I'm very sure most of us have written a CV, and you can unmute and give us your own experience, either how you got that job or how you lost it, and we can learn by that. Next time we write, we know what to write and not what to write when writing CVs. Please, any other person? Yes, Lobojo. And then Kinyera, you go next. Lobojo? Lobojo, did I lose you? Lobojo, you are unmute, but I cannot hear you. Lobojo, I cannot hear you. You are unmute, but you have no sound. I don't know why. I think your network. First align your network. I think you will talk next. Kinyera, please, you can mute and tell us what you have for us. Kinyera Amos, please. You can unmute.
Yes, thank you so much, Tim. My apologies for joining in late, and I'm so grateful to participate in this discussion as well. Yeah, I found when guys were already discussing about Unit 7, which was basically about CV writings and some few informations as per that. From hearing from what my colleagues were discussing about the CV and looking into the slides that you're on, the targeting, the CV, what CV has to be looking at before you write. I'm going to just discuss a little of my experiences with CV writing, but more of academic purposes for right now. CV is one document that speaks for you when you're not around. That's one. It is one profile. It is our market, like something that can summarize Kinyera minus someone seeing me. And CV is one tool that the HR departments or expertise or investors or any other organ body that would want to know about Kinyera before Kinyera actually arrive. So what could be the purpose of the CV in this particular time? And why is it many people are so much interested in CVs? Before you do anything, they first ask for your CV. CV talks of very many things. That is to start with your education. CV helps the recruiter to understand your skills, your ability. CV helps the recruiters to understand where are your expectations, your strength. By me mentioning that, I am talking about the features in the CVs. And it's important that we should know what are the features that are entailed in the CV. Then CV also helps us, the recruiters, understand, are you known or can you be referenced by any other person, or maybe a body that are well recognized, like me, who is an accountant. A recruiter would be interested to see my referee to be in the field that I am applying for. Or is it a professor, or a well remarkable person that can speaks volume. So while writing CV, before I go further, or before, not maybe by cheating, by seeing your screen, CV has to be written tailored to where your interests are. Because in your profile will speak exactly. If I am Kinyera, I'm an accountant, I can say in my profile, this is well-oriented personnel, detailed, organized, with accountability, transparency, those kind of words, blah, blah, touching words that is going to talk about the profile. So in my profile, it will make me go and look for that specific job. There is some linkage between that to the job that you're going for. So you realize that CV, it's going to be so much instrumental to that job that you're going for. Now, someone will think and say that CV is only for using for job. No, CV is also profile. When you're there, they use your CV. He has been doing this, he has done that, he has done the other one and the other one. So CV can also be used at your funeral, So it plays a lot of roles. Now, with your CV, which is tailored well, can help you for a promotion as well at your job place, at your workplace, or it does not need requirement of very many things. Someone can use your CV to get a better class work, colorful work, and something of sort. So, colleagues, when we discuss about the CV, we must know that the curriculum vitae is one vital instrument that the HRs uses, or the consultants that has to present so that you can win certain job, or you can win the heart of the employer so that you are actually recruited. So those are some of the advantages and then the features which are in the CV that a person must have it. So when you're writing the CV, you must make sure that it is detailed, summarized, and accurate to the point. And by that, definitely, anybody that will all their eyes onto the CV, definitely you can win the favor, and then you get the job. Now, there is one particular tool also that you might not realize. It is the cover letter. CV moves together with the cover letter. While the cover letter speaks some information of the areas that you have been, but it is summary of the CV. So with the cover letter, I know maybe we will talk about the cover letter some other time, but we have to know that CV sometimes move along with the cover letter, which is also very much vital tools. Time will come, or maybe a chapter will come, then we shall talk about the cover letter. When I talk of cover letter, it is definitely the application letter. That one also we need to know what are the features which are in the application letter. Otherwise, colleagues, that's what I can talk about this. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Kinyera. What is your take on the doctor's 100-page CV? Any comment about that?
Thank you. Thank you. I not understood that, the take about the doctor's requests. You could give me a light a bit so that I can give my take based on that. What was his statement?
No, one of the presenters, because on the previous lectures, the doctor hinted that he was asked to write a CV that now that because of his too much experience he has a 100-page CV. So is it necessary, according to you, be bold enough because we are speaking about a doctor?
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, CVs, the volume of CVs depends on the volume of work and the expertise that you have been in. And writing a volume of CV also matter on which area are you writing. Because I believe every CV that you make, it's always tailored to the kind of job or to the kind of the hiring needs, the person that needs that. What are the expectations from that people that are hiring you? So I will not tailor my CV when I'm a doctor, and then in a doctorship I can do nursing work, I can do these other things, blah blah blah. There are some informations which becomes irrelevant and it will become boring to the recruiter. It's best always to write a precise and accurate CV, if possible, even in less than 10-pager, whereby you will speak exactly to what the employer needs. If the employer want to hire a dentist, but then you realize that I also have the experience in counseling and guiding, then I also have experience in doing nursing work and making people deliver. Remember, delivering a child, doing nursing work, they are irrelevant when you come to a dentist work. So why would I have a 100-pager, which is including the CV or the informations of delivering a baby or of doing nursing work or of doing counseling work, yet the employer or a recruiter needs me to tailor my CV only with dentist work? So therefore, colleagues, I believe and strongly advise ourselves that if you're writing a CV, you must target it to that interests, the requirements, or the areas that are needed are the things that you are supposed to tailor your CV to. Otherwise, people has got very many experiences, very many expertise, very many skills that someone can have even a 200-pager CV. But question is, will the recruiter have the time to read it all? Or when you're going to get certain position that requires that kind of match thing, then it's okay. But usually study the environment that you're going to apply and then see where are the interests. They always write the criteria that are needed. They put it, we need this, we need that, we need this kind of people. Also tailor your CV in that line. If it stops in 10-pager, well and okay. If it requires you to go to a 100-pager, then it means it also matters with that kind of a position. That is what it calls for. So colleagues, I do not agree that it's a must that if I have 10 qualifications, I should put all of them when I'm bidding for certain job which does not even require that qualifications. So I do not go by that. I go by what the employer needs is what I tailor to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kinyera. It is Joseph who triggered that issue, and I think you have followed suit because you have the same opinion over that. And the good thing you have been recorded, so you be ready to defend yourself. But that's just a by the way. So we shall have Lobojo, I think, then Viola, then
Can
Wanjala.
I go
You go
first?
next.
I
Wanjala,
request to go first.
it's all right.
Okay.
Lobojo,
Maybe
you
I
can
just
wait.
want. Okay. Sorry. I just wanted to hint on the 100. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, you're clear.
Okay, I just wanted to hit on the 100-page CV. So for experts and consultants, so this is how they rate their CV. That every work you do, every kind of, let's say, every work you do, every consultancy you work on, every let me say project you work on, you add it onto your CV. So sometimes people get to ask themselves, how is it possible for someone to have 100 paged and they don't understand it. Personally, I have my boss. His is 260 pages. But I got to know, so what they do is every project you work on, you document it into your CV. And most of them who are working on various projects, every paper you publish, so in case anyone gets to your CV, they just know every bit of whatever you have worked on. And one of the challenges is some of us work on projects, some of us do things, but we don't even document anything. So, for example, if he gives, let's say he is being invited or he's bidding for a project, and you ask for his CV and you put it there, the people who are awarding the project, once they see that this person has worked on over 20 projects, and those projects are all included in there, because you have to include them there, the date they started, the funding, stuff like that. So by that, you will stand high chances of winning. But for these ones, Manya, I'm going to be an accountant. You have been on one job. You've worked on that same job. So there is no need for you to have even more than 200, So for experts and consultants, that's why sometimes their CVs go longer than that. Then also,
allow me comment on that very one. I happen to chair an evaluation committee.
Wait a bit, then you'll come in later. Please, Wanjala.
Okay. Then lastly, I wanted also to also comment on the referees. Sometimes you find someone just putting referees far, but I think we need to put referees in accordance to where we are getting, let's say, the nature of the job we are getting. For example, if you know very well that organization you are going to go into, it's a religious organization or it's a Christian-based organization, it is okay putting your pastor as a reference in case, let's say, if your pastor is well known in those spheres, it is very okay. But for example, you are going to get something from UN, however much your pastor knows you, he might not be there. And so sometimes we need to get referees in accordance to the type of jobs we are applying for. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's relevant. Then we will have Lobojo. Before Lobojo, Mugisha, you have 2 minutes to sum up your...
Thank you very much. I'm in the same... I hold the same opinion as Amos. I have been chairing an evaluation committee of an international organization, and I chair that committee when we are recruiting external auditors. When it comes to the CV and work done, we put thresholds. For example, if you have audited projects within the country, we put thresholds like 6 as maximum. Then the value in terms of the amount. If you put 20 and all those 20 you have been handling projects of $30,000, you will score less by somebody who has put 2 and each of them were over $100,000. With your 20, you will pick less. So what you provide should be comparable with what the job requires. We look at how many countries you have done your consultancy in or your audit work in. Because from that we understand, or we evaluate you on understanding the legal frameworks of different countries. So if you bring in too many from that country, it means you are limited in your experience and expertise within that area alone, no matter how many they are. So what you include in the CV should consider how comparable it is with this assignment. If you put too many which they are not added up, no, we look at the threshold. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lobojo, you can go next. Then Viola will follow. Then Babazi. Then Kinyera will speak last. Lobojo, do I have you? Lobojo? I think you come near to the mic. Sorry, your network cannot allow us to listen to you. Yes. So, Viola, please. President?
You?
Madam President. Yes, it's your time.
Okay, I was just complimenting some of the things which you already said. And then I thought about us targeting the CV when you ask a question about the 100-page CV. I've seen situations where some employers actually limit when you're writing a CV to a two-page CV. And most people actually prefer that either 2 or at most 4 pages for them to read. You'll find them saying, who has the time to read that? All their 100. So I think it really depends on where you're writing the CV, whom you're addressing that to. I think that's something we need to weigh, because if it is a particular entity that has a standard laid out, you want to strict to a 2-page CV, then you do that. If it's an open one, a general one, but I think most employers want it targeted to them and not just being a general CV that goes to everyone. And then the other thing we also look at is the layout and the design of the CV in most cases. So when you look at the design of that a 2-page CV, in most cases people try to squeeze in all the experiences. You just giving in bulletins, and most times people tend to rely on the achievements rather than just narrating what you've done or your roles and responsibilities. So within that role, what did you achieve? And then looking at the layout of the CV, there are different layouts of CVs that we use nowadays. Others do it the AI way, and then others just use the bulletins and summarize what they've done. Then also the language that we use in our CV. I remember some time back, someone was trying to edit mine. And one thing that stood out is it's sometimes good to read through our CVs, or if we have that other person who can read it. You may write your CV and you think it's really, really, really good. But then when another person reads it, you realize there were actually errors, because it's telling a story about you, and the companies we write to also tell your competency based on how you've written your CV. So when it's very professional, they're like, okay, we get that, someone gets that first impression, compared to that one that is general and it's not persuasive at all. The formatting is just like notes. So And then the language has to be an active person, and then the achievements we have made. And it has to be organized. And then the other thing is being honest when we are writing the CVs. I was talking to someone today and they were like, okay, we are going to verify that ourselves and that kind of thing. So it's just never good to lie about the CV, because at the end of the day, that people will even make you present. There are different ways of testing. They make you either present or have an interview where you're given just a presentation. And if you don't relate some of the things to your CV, automatically one will know that there was dishonesty somewhere. Yeah, so that is it from me.
Thank you, Viola. And then, Kinyala, please. I had Mbabazi. I know why you have gone off.
Okay.
Kinyala, you can unmute.
Well, thank you so much. I thought I would not come back on the floor, but it is such an interesting discussion for this. Just to add on what my colleague Charles said, maybe to be honest truth, currently I'm the chair for PC, so we do a lot of recruitment where we need the consultants, we need specialists, depending on the kind of task that need to be accomplished by the donors. Let me customize it. PC is procurement committee.
Okay, because some of us are not into those too much English and the abbreviation.
Okay. So yeah, PC is a procurement committee. It's a group of staff which are formulated to always source for the vendors that are supposed to be pre-qualified in an organizations. So they act on the behalf of the organizations to look for the third party that can come and support the organizations. Can be the vendors, can be the consultants, can be those specialists, just count them, they're another person. But their recruitment does not involve the HR, it's only on the line of the procurement. That is what they do. Well, having spoken that, I want to tailor it into the discussions that we are doing right now. Like Charles said, they always have a threshold. Yes, it is very true. We can have the threshold, or we can tailor what we want and what we expect from whoever expertise person. So I want to bring an example. If right now we want to hire a specialist, someone who can do agroecology and basically under coffee, because we want to do something in coffee and then we need to plant it, and we source for some money from the donors. So definitely we need to get someone who is an expert in coffee growing and must be having the background of agroecology. What do we look into this? One, we will look into your experiences, what you have done before, and we will tap the years. We might be interested to know if you have done that work in the last 3 years. We want to see that. Then two, we will have to look. Out of those, we do not need the proposal or what you have done. We need to see the certificate of completions. Because once you have completed a project or that kind of the work that we have done, you are awarded with the certificate of completions. That is what we look at. And then we will provide for you a table where you are going to list the things that you have achieved in the same line of what we are going to recruit you. So even if you have done like maybe within the last 3 years or 4 years, you have done like maybe close to 20 projects in the same line, and it was all okay. We do not need to know what you have done. Like, when you have provided a certificate of completions, there is always a link, and the organizations that has given you will do a background check. So that will have saved us from you giving us all the things that you have achieved in the other side. I've done this, I've done that. Then you add it onto your CV, and it makes your CV so long. So things has changed nowadays. We give you a list where you enter, and then you log in those things, and then you can put a link for those documentations that you have achieved and completed them. But all we need is the certificate. So, colleagues, having spoken that, I thought that I should have to say, when Viola talked of the layout of the CV, CV has got only two types of layout. There is no more than two. One, you can either start your CV with your work experience, because you know very well that you are going to sell out when I start with my work experience. That's number one. Of course, the profile starts first. Now, the another layout that you do, these are basically for the academicians. I have done my bachelor's, I have done my professions, I have done the masters, I went and did the PhD, and then I got these grades, I got this GPA, I got that. So meaning you start with the academicians, they prefer to start their CV layout with their academic qualifications. Then the employer will see, wow, this is a brilliant kid, did bachelor and got first class. I have seen it from this year to this year. He went ahead, did CPA, and he managed to be the best in paper 10. And he has indicated I was the best in paper 10. No one won me in Uganda. Then he went ahead. Oh, he also did what? Kepler. That one is Kenya Public Accountancy. He did all that. Okay, now you have also put it that. I did. So you started your layout with academic background, so that because you know that's where your strength is. But for us who has weaker strength of academic background, we were fighting with educations. We did senior 6, we could not go to bachelor. We had to go and do vocational. And then from vocational, we did hands-on job. Maybe I went to do tailoring. I went and did business administrations, where I've been selling things there and then. Then it means I have to start my layout with my job experience, because that is where I'm going to sell myself and buy. Then I bring my educations from down, then the rest of the things goes on. So those are the only two types of the layout of the CVs that can come up. The rest of the formatting, the likes and all that is the normal common things. It cannot just can be done like that is it. So I've not had anybody who is saying they're starting their CV layout with the age. No, that has never happened and is not going to happen. Okay? Maybe if you're talking about you're introducing yourself, I'm Samuel Amos Chinyera, this telephone number, then those old method of doing the thing, of course, your identity up, the where I come from, Gulu, then afterward I put age 37 years, then blah, 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 goes down. Then you come to the real layout now. So that's what I wanted to bring, and then I put it on record. Otherwise, thank you so much. Back to you again, Chair.
Thank you, Kinyera. I'm also a victim of studying in installments, so I think I'll take that advice. Very important, how to write a CV of reading in installments from diploma, from all levels.
I like that part. You mentioned it well. That study is in installments.
Yes, that's very important. So I can have you, Mbabazi, then Lada will follow.
Yes, good evening, colleagues, and thank you for the chance. I just want to add to what colleagues have been saying. Key to note is normally or arising from what we agree on, that the CV should be tailored to suit the need of the recruiter, because you're actually influencing the recruiter. You're trying to you're telling the recruiter that you're the best choice among the others that are submitting. Now, key to note is in tailoring, normally there is a solicitation document that is given. And therefore, it is very important to actually pay attention to what has been asked for. You may have your CV that made you pass in a previous project, but actually that same CV may not be answering to what is in the solicitation document. For example, normally they will put, for example, what they want, or they'll put an evaluation criteria. And then they'll say they want to look at the education background. And they will normally say there's a requirement, a qualification they want. So it is important to pay attention to the specifics of the recruiter and see if you qualify, and you place exactly that so that they can view it. When they might say they might want to see under your curriculum vitae, your education background or your experience. Now, the experience we've said should be relevant to the work that is required. You may have done, say, 100 projects, but it is important to sieve out what is relevant to that project. Now, bringing it and linking it to the layout and design that we are seeing here. And we've seen CVs where someone goes ahead and doesn't just bullet, but probably draws a table and says, you did this, I did this project. But they go ahead and also mention where they did it. And sometimes even they go ahead and provide a reference contact, such that you're giving this recruiter evidence, or you're intriguing this recruiter to go ahead and confirm what you're actually saying. In other words, the key areas, you can beef them up with enough information, like make the layout more informing to the recruiter, intrigue them to knowing, and perhaps the people you have worked for actually influential. For example, you've done a project for a government organization like Ministry of Agriculture, or you've done a project for Bank of Uganda. It is important to highlight those areas in your layout in order to sell and say, oh, if they could win in this area, if they could win in this area, they could even go and make a background check on what you did. If you're confident that your job was good, that would actually sell you more. So I'm simply just adding to what colleagues have been saying. Thank you.
Thank you, Babazi. I think there's something in the chat. Shemere Margaret says, also Matt Abacus offers PMP classes. Then Akwak Peter was also, I requested him to clarify and write about the PMP, the project management professional, were recognized in USA and globally. Then the Prince 2 Foundation and Prince 2 practitioner recognized in the UK. Then Rachel says the weakness is it requires customization for each application. I think very true. And Kinyera concurred with that. Yes, it is very important to tailor your CV according to the job requirements. So we will have Lada Dominic. Please unmute and tell us what you know.
Yes, thank you very much, Musamale and colleagues. I think we're talking about consultancy CV writing. And my colleagues have elaborated a lot on the components of consultancy CV and how these components have to be tailored to the requirements of the client. I think there is one thing that we also need to consider as a component of consultancy CV, that is personal information. This section is very, very, very important because it provides the consultant's basic contact details. This could be full name, of course, your name. You can't write a CV without indicating your name, who you are exactly. So your identity matters a lot. Then your professional title. This needs to be mentioned also, like project management consultant, maybe was specialist, mention them. Then, of course, your contact, your telephone number, so that you can easily be contacted. Your professional email, so that they can also easily contact you through email. And then your location. And LinkedIn profile. This is also very important, but it is optional. The purpose of this component is basically to enable your clients to identify and contact the consultant easily, and also create, of course, a professional first impression. So my colleagues have mentioned almost all, not almost, but they have mentioned all the components. So this is one that I think they haven't actually mentioned. So thank you very much, and I submit.
Thank you, Lada Dominic, for your submissions. And Rachel, your hand was up and down. I don't know if you still have something to tell us.
Has issues. No, I just wanted to add on what Amos said, and this may not work for the consultants alone, but for our own personal gains. So as I searched down on the internet, I realized that we have a number of CVs, but they have limitations, just like I presented the one of the targeted CV, whereby my colleagues have said that it is aligned to what you're applying for. But the weakness is you keep on changing it every time there is
Sorry,
you have to what you tell it to. Then we have that one they call the chronological CV, with the most recent coming up on top. Hello?
we have been losing you. If you can begin from 1 minute back, we have been breaking.
I think my network is amazing.
Yes. Rich, I'm sorry, I can't hear you clearly. Yes. Joseph, you can unmute and.
Okay, thank you so much. Colleagues, I stepped out a little bit. I had an issue to sort out. I just wanted to, I had Dominic speak about LinkedIn. And of course, all the colleagues have shared. I just wanted to add on to what he's talked about LinkedIn. Of course, LinkedIn basically is now one of those tools that different recruiters look at. We have had stories about many people being recruited because of their activity on LinkedIn. So indeed, many consultants are now being recruited directly through LinkedIn without first applying for a vacancy. I think that is very critical. Recruiters use LinkedIn to search for people using keywords. For example, program management, monitoring and evaluation, results-based management, climate finance, governance, hacked, enterprise risk management, digital transformation. So they deploy those tools, and then they will look at the profiles of some of the people, and then they will directly reach out to them. Because often a time you can launch an advert seeking to hire consultants, but you fail to get the right caliber of people. I'm sure some of you it has happened because all of you have worked and you have got that experience. And then sometimes you can even launch a second call for applications, and still you may not be able to get strong candidates. So when you're faced with that, then you start to look for the alternatives. And what are those alternatives? So LinkedIn is one of those. And we are increasingly seeing people, putting a lot of what I can call experience on LinkedIn. The publications that they have done. They can also share short videos of some of the presentations that they have done to different forums. And it provides that opportunity to even look at the person that you've not even hired to see how they perform. So somebody one time said that nowadays, if you don't share, you are invisible. If you don't share what you are doing in terms of writings, in terms of participation on panels, nobody is seeing you. So the opportunity to see you sometimes on LinkedIn, where you can be able to share what you are doing on a weekly basis, a monthly basis. Seen so many colleagues, especially in some of the systems we are in, those who are very active, on LinkedIn and sharing what they are doing. They go for conferences, workshops, and they present, they participate at panels. So you become visible, and people start to reach out to you as a panelist. People start to see you as an industry expert, an industry leader. So those opportunities are there. So sometimes instead of advertising, they will simply write to you and say, Madam Viola, if you have some time, would you wish to consider this opportunity? So LinkedIn is also one of those, and I think we should be able now to look at it as a tool that we can use to market ourselves if you want to be one of those that want to occupy that space of providing consultancy services. Thank you. I submit.
Yeah, thank you very much, Joseph. You've spoken once and again, and you've spoken knowledge to us. I've heard from anyone apart from Akrut Christine, Apai Lilian, Duke Isaac, Kalanzia Sin, Mundu Frida, Mugabe Isaac, Uka Ezekiel. I have not heard from any of those. And Mugabe, if you have something, please, could you unmute and tell us? Mugabe, are you there? Okay, Akrut Christine, please, if you have anything to tell us. Okay. Lobojo, you're back. Please, you can speak to us.
Hello, Musamman.
Yes, please.
Yes, and the team. I'm sorry I came in a bit late and I did not pick the point. What are we discussing about?
About CV, consultancy writing.
The CV for consultant?
Yes. Okay. And Lobojo, please.
Okay.
Lobojo. Roboji, I think network has done you a disservice today because I can see you unmute, but you cannot hear you. Akrut, are you there? Apai Lilian, are you there?
Wait, keep quiet. Sorry, I just joined the class a few minutes ago and I really can't submit now.
At least I've heard from you. That's enough. Thank you. Duku Isaac, please. Isaac, Duku, if you can hear me, please, can you at least greet us? Kalanzi, Isaac. Sorry, Kalanzi Yasin. Yes, Mugabe, please.
Mr. Musamali, good evening.
Good evening to you.
For me, I'm just inquiring. About the CVs. You know, many people have good CVs, but people are not seeing jobs. So, what should they do? And you realize that on LinkedIn, many people are having good profiles, but in reality, people are struggling in life. So you find when someone has very, very good words on LinkedIn on the profile, but when in reality, on ground, things are not okay. So just requesting for some advice from members, people with good CVs, how do they access opportunities? Then also those who are having good LinkedIn, but the truth is that the life is different. How do you advise?
I think everyone has heard about that question. And if you can, Viola, please respond.
Yeah, that's an interesting one that Isaac has raised. I actually relate to it because I saw someone's profile and you would imagine the imaginable. But then when I met the person in like one-on-one, it was terrible. So me, I would just think the most important thing is to be honest about who we are and what we are doing. Like in LinkedIn, people put a lot of things. Consultant of agriculture, like humanitarian, what, like those ambiguous words. But normally we get assessed by the way we present ourselves, what we are able to see, our competencies, what we're able to do, besides just making that CV very beautiful and with a lot of dishonesty in it. So for me, I would really think, let's just be honest about who we are. But of course, you can't rule out that in the world of today, others really get whatever jobs they get through other means and not through the most honest ways. So they can still maneuver through. But overall, it's good to just be honest about who we are. Yep.
Thank you, Viola. I think utopia is only in heaven, but here on earth, I think we pray that things can normalize, but you cannot expect equality. But even in heaven, there was some dystopia. That's why we had Satan and the other people.
Anthony, don't be biased. You're misleading us.
I'm speaking facts. So, and to some extent, colleagues, if you can have knowledge, but is it appropriate? Because that's another issue. You can be wise, but how appropriate is that? What you know, can it be utilized? Because someone can have little knowledge about something, but it is appropriate. So Also, appropriateness matters a lot. That I know this and this, but in the job market, is it needed? So it doesn't matter how the smartest CV you have, it is how relevant, how practical it can be applied in the job market. I think that's how I can respond to that. Other than that, I've not heard from Kalanzi Yasin, but it's okay. We have come to 9 p.m. and our time is up. I still remain, if there is no any other submission, I request that you call it a day. I've been Samali Anthony, your vice president and your moderator for the day. I want to thank you for the immense participation that you have been given until you have rendered until the class. I observe that many of us have a lot of experience because I've been in a field. I've learned a lot today. I didn't know about PMP, USP, Prince2. Those have been new words in my vocabulary. So I thank everyone who participated and contributed, that you did me well. And we meet again next Thursday, same time. Allah protect us and may we meet on that day. Allah willing. Thank you. I see something in the chat. I think it is from Apa Iridian. Yes. Thank you. She said thank you, and you and Viola and the class at large joined late. I will definitely listen to the recordings. Okay. Lilian Seke, we wish
Yeah,
you well.
Anthony, I have something to say.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so next week, let's prepare for our discussions. And then also just a reminder, I'm not the class president for, is it entrepreneurship? I think the deadline is tonight or something. Yeah, for business plan.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
correct me there. Just to remind the rest of our colleagues, I think it's the business ideas or something. To make sure
I
we
think
submit.
those in the relevant classes, because I'm not in those, none of those. But what is important, I think we prepare for the presentations, prepare our presentations in our groups so that we are not caught unaware next week. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.